Kazakhstan is one of the significant players of the world economy and one of the 50 largest exporting countries today. There are 100 world states in our sales geography. There are 820 titles of domestic goods in the range of supplies. The principal share of Kazakhstani exports comes from raw materials, oil, uranium, and wheat. But recently, this tendency is changing. The first processing enterprises are opening and already coming out to global markets with prepared products. You will learn in the 4 Export program about where and how the production branded Made in Kazakhstan is produced. Today in the program, more buildings, more glass of indigenous production. What exporting year was 2017? National exporting strategy. Will Kazakhstan become a large supplier of finished goods? Modern business centers, shopping malls, and even residential buildings at first glance seem very fragile because they are often made entirely of glass. But every city dweller knows that in such buildings there is nothing to fear, all thanks to the latest technologies in glass processing. Modern windows and panoramic multi-glaze units don't split at all or split into many small rounded fragments that don't give you cuts. Moreover, glass of new generation is able to keep warm, protect against ultraviolet radiation, and save on electricity bills. The more glass buildings there are, the more transparent material processing enterprises are opened in large cities. One of them is located in the capital of Kazakhstan. Stiklomir LLP, glass recycle and manufacture of double-glazed units. Volume of production, 720,000 square meters of multiple glazed units per year. Share of exports, 10%. Geography of sales, Russia, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan. There's no glass production in Kazakhstan yet, but more and more companies are doing the industrial processing, creating durable, light, and reliable double-glazed windows for residential complexes and office buildings.
Компания «Стекломир» основана в 2001 году в городе Pavlodar.
Stiklomir company was founded in 2001 in the Pavlodar city. The enterprise is engaged in wholesale of glass, importing of glass to Kazakhstan. Then the company has started buying equipment and producing multi-glazed window units since 2005. Company has 12 branches all over Kazakhstan. 3 of them are production affiliates in Pavlodar, Astana, and Uсть-Каменогорск.
Производственные филиалы – это Павлодар, Астана и Усть-Каменогорск.
Here they issue all required types of glazed windows, energy-saving, armored, and multifunctional. The newest equipment helps to make process more effective.
Мы работаем на европейском оборудовании.
We work on European equipment. All of it is German, Italian, and Austrian. Only a few companies have such equipment in the post-Soviet space. In Russia, 2 enterprises, and in Kazakhstan, there's 3 enterprises working with this equipment.
2 компании, и в Казахстане у нас 3 компании работают на таком оборудовании.
Начиналось все, даже у нас не было кранбалки. Листы стекла были маленького формата.
When we started, we didn't even have bridge crane. We carried small glass sheets manually with suction cups. Then the plant had moved, there was already equipment, and we started to develop. The production volumes have increased and additional equipment has appeared. Now the cutting tables are automated, there are sealing robots. Everything is aimed at simplification of human labor. Minimum amount of physical work, but more of the finished product.
Роботы герметизации стоят. То есть сейчас все идет для упрощения труда человека. То есть минимум физической работы, но больше готовой продукции.
Despite the automation and relief of work, working hands are always needed on the plant. They chose on-the-job training of specialists and foreign colleagues visit to train Kazakhstanis during each modernization of equipment. Our plant is already 16 years old. We employ about 60 people. We are planning the expansion of manufacture. That is why we will soon need more employees. We produce about 2,000 square meters of multiple glazed units per day. Mainly it's energy-saving windows. The higher the demand, the tougher the requirements of the product. The quality control department keeps in step with the times. All manufacture processes are subject to strict certification. The quality of windows is checked directly in the production process.
Мы в первую очередь проверяем на первый метод – это визуальный контроль. То есть затем уже идут измерительные приборы в помощь.
First we check visually, then measuring instruments are on their way to help. In case of defect detection, we make a report, identify the cause and immediately remove it. Also, we are cooperating with leading production plants. We buy raw materials and components from them. They are also verified for conformity, therefore the input control is performed.
Все проверки на соответствие, то есть входной контроль выполняется.
Стекло завозится у нас с России.
The glass is imported from Russia and later is processed on our plant. We do everything starting from cutting into the finished product. We assemble architecture, energy-saving and multifunctional double-glazed units.
Пакеты стекла, архитектурные, энергосберегающие пакеты, мультифункциональные пакеты.
Raw commodity which came to the factory undergoes several stages of processing before it turns into finished goods. The first one is the cutting of glass in the right format.
Стекло нарезалось, и потом уже идет на оборудование, получается.
The glass is cut and then it is sent to equipment to release the tension and treatment of edges. Technical cutouts are made. Glass is heated in the filament furnaces. Now we assemble architecture units. Then it goes to painting line.
Архитектурные пакеты и покрасочная линия.
Весь процесс от начала и до конца, до готового изделия проходит.
Whole process from the start to the finished product goes according to the standards based in GOST. Also, glass goes on very good European equipment where all processes are monitored individually.
То есть все процессы очень отслеживаются индивидуально.
Finished products directly to parts to building sites. There's no shortage of orders. Now glass buildings are constructed everywhere. Apart from the north and eastern regions where enterprises are located, glazed units are sent to all corners of the country and abroad.
В данный момент идет модернизация оборудования.
At the moment, there's a modernization of equipment in the Pavlodar branch. There's an expansion. This branch works for Russia.
Работает на Россию.
Soon, in connection with updates, there will be an increase in the share of window unit exports. For this, it is necessary to increase the production. Moreover, the latest global technologies are always implemented, which allows the products to confidently compete with the same goods in foreign markets. (2017) was rich for events for Kazakhstan. The country became, for the first time, a non-permanent member of the Security Council of the United Nations and launched the Expo exhibition. These events had increased in interest in Kazakhstan not only from the tourist and social organizations, but numerous investors as well. Existing trade and economic connections had strengthened and initiated new cooperation in 2018.
15-16 годы были для нас менее
2015 and 2016 were, not to say for us negative, but we observed negative dynamics of export as well as trade, because imports had also decreased. But from the start of 2017, we see the recovery of world economy and trade, including Kazakhstan.
И в том числе и у Казахстана тоже, ну, в том числе и у Казахстана.
According to the results of 2017, volumes of Kazakhstani trade reached $75 billion. This figure was 25% above the results of the past year. The trend of predominance of imported goods over exports has changed as well. It is expected that as a result of this year, the majority of volume, which is about $46 billion, namely will be the exported goods. It is 33% more than in 2016. Sales in the non-primary sector have also shown an increase by 30%. Kazakhstani companies have exported goods totaling $15 billion. We see that export of raw materials and processed goods is increasing. The latter has grown up to 18%. Expected volume of sold processed products following the results of 2017 will be $15 billion. It's 18% more than the last year. It's a good dynamic. What is more, we also note the growth of export of finished goods. The state provides all possible help to export-oriented enterprises. The country has programs aimed at financing of exporting companies at preferential rates. What is more, 2 national companies work on issues related to entering foreign markets.
В этом году была открыта специально, скажем так, такое государственная национальная компания.
This year, a national company was launched, which is named Kazakh Export Garant, and it is a financial partner. Basically, it financially supports export-oriented companies, but the relaunched company, Kazakh Invest, has also started to work diligently.
Но помимо этого более точечно, более целенаправленно стал работать тоже в этом году вновь запущенная компания Kazakh Invest.
Kazakh Export is a specialized insurance organization which works with exporting companies of the processing sector and second-tier banks. The company had already supported 183 shipments valued at over 8 billion tenge. These national companies help domestic enterprises to feel more confident on a big market. In addition to financial and legal assistance, the main task of these companies is to create dialogue between Kazakhstani exporters and their potential customers.
Сам рынок, он сегодня очень подвижный, он очень интересный, очень живой, мобильный. И с нашей стороны...
Market itself is very mobile nowadays. It is very interesting and lively. The assistance from us as the state is to help to avoid any obstacles. The task of the state is to give an opportunity to establish new contacts, hold meetings, and not interfere, but allow businesses to build partnerships with each other.
И, соответственно, скажем так, не мешать, а позволить бизнесу выстраивать партнерские отношения друг с другом.
В рамках информационно-аналитической поддержки мы оказываем содействие в сопровождении всех их проектов. То есть мы можем ответить на вопросы, что...
We assist to all projects within the framework of information and analytical support. We can answer the questions, what and where to export, and how we can achieve that. Besides, we develop the competence of enterprises in the framework of service support of exporters. They go through the distance training and problematic issues are covered there. We conduct search for customers abroad. B2B meetings are held, as results of which exporting contracts are concluded. Collectively, at the moment, we entered into exporting contracts for $2 billion.
Получается, в совокупности вот на сегодняшний день у нас заключено порядка $2 миллиардов США, то есть контрактов экспорта.
Nowadays, Kazakhstani production is exported to 117 countries. Traditionally, the major exporting directions have been countries of Central Asia and CIS region, such as Russia, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, as well as Uzbekistan. The deliveries to China, Iran, Afghanistan, and Pakistan are also growing rapidly. In 2016, Kazakhstan was on the 52nd place among 204 countries of the world with a volume share of 0.23% of global exports. Currently, our state faces the challenge of increasing volumes of export by 1 order of magnitude.
Летом 2017 года была принята национальная экспортная стратегия в рамках...
The national exporting strategy was adopted this summer, which has appropriate tasks, target indicators which should be achieved. In order to accomplish these results in trade, we'll intensify efforts on supporting exporting companies, export schools will be established, and competence of exporters will be increased. The 5-year program is directed at the increase of exports of non-primary goods by 2025, twice in relation to 2015. Experts have analyzed Kazakhstani export of the last 10 years. various and extensive measures of enterprise support will help to achieve impressive results in a few years. Production with Made in Kazakhstan brand will be twice as much all around the world.